My mother had started the draft Reagan in 1968 in the state of Texas. And so at 8 years old, it was hard to motivate me politically, but she could motivate me with an ice cream cone. And she convinced me to pass out all the Ronald Reagan bumper stickers that I could for that ice cream cone, which I did very enthusiastically. But having been raised around a very politically active family, I was deeply immersed in his feelings, his thoughts, his political positions, how he viewed the world and how he viewed the United States. So at a very young age, I got a lot of experience working in political campaigns and really appreciated being a part of that process because I felt like that's what America is about. And so when I graduated from high school in 1978, I went to Baylor. While I was at Baylor, I served as chairman of Young Texans for Reagan. What a great honor to serve in that position and to see Governor Reagan become President Reagan. Upon graduation, I was appointed as a staff assistant over at the U.S. Department of Transportation for the Assistant Secretary of Governmental Affairs, which was really neat because having a degree in political science, it immersed me in working on the Hill, working with Congress, working with the Senate, representing the Reagan administration, and the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Transportation at the time was Elizabeth Dole. So they noticed in me that I had what they thought were people skills, but at the same time I was very detail-oriented. And they said, we need to look at this guy to see if he'd make a good advance man. An advance man travels ahead of the president or a cabinet level official and sets up all the logistics. From the time their feet hit the ground off of Air Force One until you put them back on Air Force One, they're your responsibility. You're serving as a presidential appointee, so I had the opportunity to do it and I loved it, but it is a tough job to do. After 2.5 years of doing that, a special assistant position came open with Elizabeth Dole on her advance team. She was a fantastic woman, a great woman of faith, great inspiration. And so I served in that position until a position came open that would bring me back to Fort Worth, Texas. Boy, that is like a dream come true. To serve President Reagan, to serve Elizabeth Dole, and to be in my hometown, Texas, I'm set. And I got to serve out my time with President Reagan right here in my hometown. But lo and behold, President Bush was elected. President Bush in the White House and Elizabeth Dole was appointed as Secretary to the U.S. Department of Labor. The White House appointed me when I was here in Dallas as the Deputy Regional Director for the U.S. Department of Labor to a position called Director of the Regional Emergency Management Team. And so to have the opportunity to serve President Bush, Elizabeth Dole, and his administration for the full 4-year term of his administration was truly an honor to me.